Sup gamers? Yasuo's getting a light rework, Demacia is getting more Demacia, Samir is getting some rather large nerfs, and our legendary units are having their power lowered almost across the board. There's a lot to get into, and so let's pop in the queue and start reading. Raptors. By the time you slaughter our bird-brained friends, your comp's direction is typically locked in, so we're making a quality of life adjustment to their final component. Should make it easier to finalize your carry's items, especially when Raptors only drop one item. Okay. Your final item component for Raptors will be replaced. Oh. That's actually a big deal. Sure. That's a very big deal. Because, yeah, sometimes when you played Raptors and you didn't get the items you need, you're just screwed. Because certain units just need certain items. And, like, okay, so let's say I have a component on my Zeri, and it's a rod. If I don't get a bow to turn that into a Rage Blade, I'm screwed. I can't remove it. I'd have to sell the Zeri to remake her, or just focus on the Urgot. Or if you just don't get, like, if you have a, like, even if it's not on the Zeri, or like, if you have a Felios, you need to have Rage Blade on a Felios. Like, there's some items you just need to have, that if you don't get it, this is awesome. I'm pretty sure Zeri and Urgot got nerfed. Like, I don't know if they did or not, but if they didn't, well, I don't know what to say. Region portals. We're changing the Battle City portals to Noxus 1 to help even out the regional distribution, giving Noxus Rise a larger chance of appearing with axes and items in tow. Halls of the Nine was inflating our economy far too much, quietly and quickly becoming one of the most game-warping region portals. I really liked Hall of the Nine. It's probably one of my favorite ones. Yordle portals now moved to Noxus and renamed Fleshing Arena. Okay. I don't know what that means, but okay. Hall of the Nine reduced the gold given. Okay. 2-star unit loot options now gives units whose tier is equal to the stage -1. Okay. Unstable Rift has had blue buff temporarily disabled from appearing as the unstable item. Oh, there was a bug. Okay, fair enough. Large changes. Here we go. Large, like the Aurelian Soul player's board. Or something. Anyway. Traits. Okay. Demacia 7 and 9 have seen little play throughout the set. Well, for obvious reasons, because, well, it just wasn't worth it. We're dramatically increasing their power by a full radiant item. Okay, allowing 4 and then 6 for your Demacian elites to be supercharged. Just remember to leave an item slot empty for them, because radiant items are so powerful, we'll reduce some of the elite bonus resistances. That's a big buff. That is a big buff. You may notice a few champs in it. Although then again, like, I guess it's really good if you can have, like, Demacia emblems, maybe, on some units. A few changes in the traits section. Because we're adjusting them so they're less reliant on the multiple casts from the multicaster trait. Okay. We hope to see our favorite repeat casters stand alone in comps other than multicaster-centric ones, but this should also make the multicaster comps easier to play without multicaster 4. Okay, sure. With our quality of life changes to Zon last patch, that was awesome. The trait became more powerful at 2, less powerful at 4, and even stronger at 6. True. At 6, it was actually busted. Having more autonomy over the Zon modification made the trait easier to play and made splashing 2 Zon to take advantage of a supercharged Zon carry, the Zeri, the most correct strategy. Yes, correct. That was the case unless you could hit 6 Zon and run 2 hyped up Zon or Zon cosplaying carries. Cyan with Emblem or Jarvan, true. By tightening the power on Zon modifications, we're expecting to see Zon 4 in a better state, with Zon 2 out of 6 being slightly weaker. Okay, Zon 2 and 6 being slightly weaker. Well, I guess we'll see the changes to Zon soon. So Demacia elite count. That's pretty significant. That's a good Demacia buff. Demacian MR reduction. Okay. Still pretty strong. Gunner 80 per stack. Okay. Small buff to Gunners. Fair. That means Tristana reroll is a little bit stronger. But Tristana reroll only... Okay, it runs 4 Gunners eventually. 12%. It's a small buff. Yeah. Multicasters. Multiple damage reduction. Ooh, big reduction. Okay. That's actually a big nerf. That's significant. Sona Crescent bonus attack speed. Small attack speed buff. Okay. Talia Seismic Toss Shove. Damage. Small nerf. Teemo Noxious Trap damage. Ooh. That's insane. Okay, Teemo's a lot stronger. Teemo 4 might be the way to go. Vel'Koz Plasma. Like, that's almost an entire augment worth of damage. Vel'Koz Plasma Fission damage. Buffed. Okay. Pretty significant Vel'Koz buff as well. Shadow Owl's mana regeneration. Nerf at 6 Shadow Owls, although buff at 1. Okay. Shadow Owl's max health shield. Small rebalancing. I was still, yeah, not a big change overall. Shroom Ascend bonus health. Small buff. Shroom 7 Ascension bonus. Wait, what is Ascension bonus? The strongest unit. Attack speed and health regen. Okay, thank you. Gotcha. Zon, Adaptive Implant, AD, AP, and Omnivamp. Wow. That's a big buff. Adaptive Implant wasn't that BIS for... Wasn't Adaptive Implant BIS for Urgot? I'm pretty sure that was his best one. That's a big buff. Robotic Arm nerf. Understandable. That's not a small nerf. That's not a 5% increase. That's a 25% increase. Zon, Unstable Chem Tank Overcharge Health Explosion. Pretty big nerf. Hextech Exoskeleton Max Health Heal. Okay. Solid. Cleanses all debuffs, including Burn Wound. Okay. Damage no longer triggers when Scion revives. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. No, not nerf. Not Suicide Scion nerf. Actually, no more. It's over. It's done. No more Suicide Scions. But Jarvan still works. So, yeah, Scion with Emblem is gone. But Jarvan is still pretty decent. What are some other units that heal a lot that could work well with it? Galio? Not sold. Alright. Units. Tier 1, we're adjusting Kale to make her a more playable unit in Stage 2, even if not re-rolling her. Okay, but reducing her cap since her reroll comp is ascended too far. Oh, wow. You know how resistances work. Samira's armor reduction. Let her scale very well into late game. Typically, you have more in the late game, but Samira can turn even that into 0 and something's below 0. Yeah, true. We're pulling power out of the armor reduction and putting it into the base spell so she can be a good single target carry unit with some utility without completely negating tanks. Alright. Keel Divine Ascend base on hit damage. That's a big buff. Significant buff. All around. Divine Ascent damage. Oh, I see. That's a big nerf. Bro. Okay, so basically, you don't even want to go level 9 with her. Like, at level 9, she doesn't even do anything anymore. Like, it's not that great. That's a massive, like, that's a massive nerf. Like, you actually don't want her level. Like, you want to play? I'm not even kidding. Like, the way I see it now, like, you just play her for Demacia? You can, like, 2-star her, and you can have her be an item holder for Lux? Because she's not bad. Like, they did buff her damage overall for the normal attacks. Like, now she's like a Lux item holder for, like, Demacia horizontal. Like, you go to, like, 7 Demacia or whatever. You just have her hold the items. Because what other Demacia is going to hold the items other than her? Just for MR and MR Shred. Yeah, she still gives you the MR Shred later on. But, no, yeah. Yeah, I think Kill Reroll is dead. Because here's the thing with Kill Reroll. When you play Kill Reroll, you usually drop down to like 20 HP, and then you never lose another fight again. The problem now is, to 3-star Kill comp, you get her to 20 HP, but you keep losing. You know? You just keep losing. You don't have the HP to lose, though. Like, you're not going to win every fight after you get her 3-starred, like, level 9. You're going to lose to other comps. And you just don't have the HP to lose to other comps. Because she doesn't come online the way Tristana comes online. Yeah, you just play Tristana reroll now if you want to do that. Orianna now resumes attacking more quickly after casting command. Okay, that's pretty good. She was a little bit slow to attack after her cast. That's a good Orianna buff. Samira Flitter AD ratio. Okay. So a buff to Samira's damage overall. And her armor reduction. Bro, I still feel like she's playable. I still feel like she can be played. Am I wrong? Am I insane? I don't think she's that bad. Sure, it was OP. This feels proper, yeah. Yeah, she's not going to be as OP as she was before. Like, before, I would have literally 2 1-star Samiras on the board, and they would just let everything in frontline die. But now, even though you can't go below 0, she's playable for sure. You can still play her with blue buff. Now she's dead, level 3. is now what she's doing in level 1. Okay, in terms of this, but like early game, she's still pretty dang good. Like early game, she still kills stuff pretty fast. It just doesn't scale into late game anymore, so I don't think you 3-star her, but it's still a very good 2-star unit early on. Even as a 1-star, it's a pretty good 1-star unit. Alright. Units, tier 2. Ashe is currently a Last Whisper Armor Sunderbot, yes, or a Morello, yes, Burnbot, correct. At times, when you're high-rolling your items, she can aspire to be both at once. We want to make her more viable as a carry than a support unit because true queens aren't supporting characters. Fair enough, fair enough. Swain at 1 and 2 stars alongside Samira early game is, oh, he was insane. This is like, if you roll a 2-star Swain, you're taking top 4. Like, if you get a 2, like, it was one of the reasons you would run Caitlyn, for example, as a mini champion. Caitlyn, if a Swain appears in your board and you get the Caitlyn Augment, you get a 2-star Swain, you're top 4ing. Why? Because you're going to win streak forever. There is no way to kill a 2-star Swain early on. 3-star Swain still isn't worth it, I agree. I guess you could say the early bird gets the win streak. True, we're nerfing the early bird, but bringing up the power of 3-star Swain in the hopes that he can make it as a late night owl in these fast 8-9 lobbies. That's really cool, because I actually like Swain as a character. The starting mana also hits the lower star version of Swain more, since Swain has a large enough base tankiness at 3-star to guarantee that first cast, okay? Tried making Teemo smarter, but it resulted in Teemo being more positioning reliant to hit those high-value Noxus traps. When positioned well, he could reliably hit more targets, but it also made him much more difficult to play, which wasn't our intention. So, like your top laner in our sister game claiming they have the Darius counterpick for making Teemo dumb again. But hey, at least he's still easy to play. Bro, these are fun patch notes to read. I gotta say, this is fun to read, bro. All right. What do we have here? Ashe. Attack speed. Okay. That's a nerf, right? To attack speed, right? Am I crazy? Ashe mana nerf. Nerf as well. Ashe volley AD ratio. Okay, a bit better AD scaling. Not much. It's a buff. Wait, isn't this base attack speed? Doesn't 0.75 mean she attacks once every 0.75 seconds? Oh, this is attacks per second. Okay, never mind. Okay, I understand. So this is attacks per second, not seconds per attack. Okay, fair enough. Thank you. Ashe volley. Okay, small buff to volley. Galio shield of Duran damage reduction. I'm not even kidding. Like this is strong. If you give Galio, because this is multiplicative. If you give Galio a Gargoyle Stoneplate, like he's gonna be very tanky. Very, very tanky. Because people are saying, oh, 5% damage reduction? No. If you have a 30% damage reduction, you have 70%. Like, 5% of 70% is significant. That's pretty good. That's like, what, an 8% damage reduction overall. Yeah, that's pretty strong. Kled Scar. It's stacking. Okay, AS. Small buff, okay. Swain starting mana nerf. Alright, so, sure. Swain Demon Flare transform health. Alright, so nerfed, buffed. Swain is now classified as a magic tank in the... Okay. Talia seismic shove damage. That's a pretty big buff to Talia. Makes like double trouble Talia stronger. Teemo Noxus damage, as we saw before, huge buff. Very big. Will I play TFT after? I think so. Teemo Noxus trap, multicaster mushroom bounce logic reverted to 3.14. Mushrooms now bounce to a random target after the first one. Okay. So we can just play dumb Teemo again. Got it. Unit, tier 3. Our changes to Garen should make it easier to play him before he hits 3-star. But even if you aren't re-rolling our favorite embodiment or a fidget spinner, he still make good use of the occasional 80 heavy radiant item in your vertical Demacia comp. Okay. Go chase the recently buffed Demacia 7-9. We're taking a pass on several Shadow Isle units to offset nerfs of the trait. The nerfs were very insignificant though. They were not very big nerfs. Which overperforms when using the Shadow Isle's emblem. Well, Kalista is one of the buffs in this hand. Okay, Garen Judgment AD. So he scales better with attack damage early on. Alright. And 3-star doesn't really scale any different. Callista Pierce and Rend Spear damage. Okay. Significant buffs to Callista. Quite a bit stronger as a carry. Sona Crescent bonus. Small, but okay. Interesting. Yeah, we've already seen this one for Vel'Koz, right? Massive buff to Vel'Koz. Now follow the initial target. Awesome. The target dies while the missile is in flight. Oh my... Okay, okay, I see. But what did it do before, actually? I don't remember. Units. Tier 4. Shen is really tanky with Ionia active, I agree. But not great outside of that. We're balancing his power levels to make sure he's worth itemizing outside of Ionia Invokers with the goal of a power neutral change for Ionia Invokers boards. Oh, are they going to mess a lot with Invokers? It's one of my best builds, but 10% stronger when he's not on Ionian Invoker boards. Because we're buffing him, he's getting pretty large, so his model will reflect that. Just kidding. Making sure our frontliners have more beef to front with to reflect their frontiness. Okay. Yasuo has a problem with reliance on certain something. I'm not referring to his preference of drink, also problematic. Referring to his reliance on rapid fire cannon. Yes, true. To allow his spell to hit backliners. True. It's time to kick the habit for good, and in doing so, we're recruiting a strong support network of better AD and AP ratios. While also taking... does that mean we're going to be running Titans on him again? Also taking out a spell interaction with the item entirely. Oh. Because he'll have to be closer to the fray to get the best out of items like Titan's Resolve. Hextech Gunblade, we're giving him a bit more health. Okay. Zeri is the League of Legends patch notes writer's favorite champion. I get giddy anytime we get to nerf her. But petty stabs aside, we're all pals here. Zon has had a renaissance in patch 13.15, both due to individual strength of their carries and the increased autonomy in modifications. While we nerfed some of the overperforming mods in the trait sections, the units still thrive without them. Zeri and Freljord comps, Urgot and Deadeye comps. So we're shipping some lighter nerfs to keep them and Riot Riru in check. Aphelios, increase the speed of Moonlight Sigil's Moonblast. Okay. Aphelios, Chakram AD ratio. Small buffs. Actually, not that small. No, that's a pretty big buff. Same thing for Aphelios 3, but that doesn't matter. Yeah, it's a pretty big buff. That's significant. Aphelios is going to be quite a bit better. Wow. Wow, that's pretty big. Lux, Torrent of Light can no longer reduce magic resist below 0. Probably a good nerf, I would say. Torrent of Light now turns faster when casting her ability. Nice buff. Nice. It just felt really bad when she took forever to turn. Shen Ionia bonus damage reduction. Tiny nerf. Shen key barrier self-shield amount. Kind of a nerf, yeah. Yeah, somewhat of a nerf. Actually, a pretty decent sized nerf. Shen is now slightly larger. Good for him. He's been lifting weights. Yasuo last breath range no longer scales with attack range. This is good. Because, yeah, you were really forced to play a specific item on him because of that. Yasuo health, 50? Really? That's the offset? But they buffed his AD scaling. Very nice. And his AP ratio, small buff and 2-star. I'm gonna be honest. With looking at this, I don't know if you guys felt the same way, but whenever I played Yasuo, he would attack something, leave it down to like 5% HP, and start attacking. How often does that happen to you guys? They would always be just a little bit too high HP before he left. Like, it was so common. Maybe this little boost in AD scaling means he will actually kill things off much more consistently. Because things that were down to like 5% will always die from this change. The shield is buffed, not nerfed. Oh, you're right. Good call, thank you. Oh, that's pretty good then. Okay, yep. Good call, man. I missed it. The shield is buffed. Sweet. No longer gets reduction. What do you mean? He's just a 1% loss in reduction. He still sucks at targeting. True. He's going to be way worse at targeting now, though. But we'll have to wait and see. And his AP ratio. What was the AP scaling doing? Do you guys remember? I don't know what the AP does. His slash does hybrid damage. 475, 475. Like, that's the AD. I don't see where the AP is. Oh, it's now hybrid. Oh, they added the hybrid. No, but they didn't. It always had hybrid, did it? Oh, why does it say from this to this? Okay. 55, 85. Okay, I get it. All right. Okay, that makes sense. So, overall, Titans is better than it used to be. By quite a bit. Okay, fair. Urgot's Disdain shield amount. Nerfed to shield for Urgot. And his AD ratio, quite a bit nerfed as well. Ooh, these two together, I feel like Urgot's going to be significantly worse. I mean, he was very strong, though. Ziri's Surge duration. Okay. And her Chain Lightning AD ratio nerfed as well. He was broken, yeah. Okay. So Ziri and Urgot are worse by quite a bit. They killed Zon. Did they, though? I think they brought Ziri to, like, Aphelios. I think they brought him to... I think Aphelios is going to be better than Ziri, though. I think Aphelios is stronger. Also, one thing you guys are forgetting is they significantly buffed Adaptive Implant. That's a big buff. And that's Urgot's best augment, in my opinion. So, with that buff there, that kind of offsets all of his nerfs. So, like, if you see early on you have Adaptive Implant, I think you can still play a very scary Urgot. Alright, cool. Let's keep going. So, tier 5 units. Aatrox is a great addition to most boards because of the revive utility of Darkin, but as an itemized carry, he's a bit unreliable. I don't know, man. I've seen some pretty good Aatrox carries. These changes will further increase his reliability if you want him to carry and not just die to buff your other units. 12 seconds of world ending means Aatrox will get 3 slams out of it if he isn't CC during the duration. We're making adjustments to Heimerdinger's Techno-Genius upgrades to ensure each upgrade has a viable build scenario and none are too good to pass up. Mechanoswarm is an upgrade that's all but necessary for Heimer's success. With it, rockets hit many units, instantly applying burn and shrink module shred to half the board. True. By reducing the number of rockets, we also reduce its spread, making it hit fewer units until the front line dies. It's a pretty big nerf. Rise is getting a significant buff in Battle City, Piltover, and Targon, and nerfs in Ionia, where his healing and mana are receiving hits. Okay. Reducing his 3-star damage, we're mostly allowing you a chance to see what happens when your whole team is empowered to 5 attack speed, instead of just having the spell wipe the board. Alright. Fair. Sure. I mean, 3-star Rise, who cares? Very rare for it to hit. Aatrox, World of Duration, 2 more seconds. Decent. Darken Health. Immune to damage and untargetable when respawning. Okay, interesting. Ahri's Essence Thief. Reeve. That's a big nerf. Like, one of the reasons Ahri was strong was literally because of this. She just slows everyone down by so much. How many times has Ahri literally, like, 1-star Ahri wins the fight just because Darius can't cast a slam fast enough? Like, Darius is trying to slam, mana reeved, no longer can slam. GG's. That's significant. Spell Thief damage. Ooh, massive nerfs as well. Oh wow, just nerfs everywhere. That's a big Ahri nerf. Belvath Royal Maelstrom, bonus damage per strike. Big nerfs. Number of strikes, 6 per 100. So it always started off at 6 and then went up. That's a nerf. Yeah. Per bonus. Yeah, big nerf to Belvath. So wait, now you just play Aatrox Ahri on 9-cost boards? Probably. Permatic reworked. Repair duration is now a flat 7 seconds at all levels, okay. Stacking multiple copies of Repair-O-Matic now instead grants the Apex turret bonus armor and magic resist. Interesting. You could play Frontline Heimer. Techno, Repair-O-Matic, 1 count 10 armor. Okay. Oh, wow. That is tanky. A bit less AoE on the Swarm. What do we have here? Rise will now star up pulled units to at least... Oh, wow. Yo, that's huge, actually. That's a really big deal. That makes a huge difference. So, if I... Holy crap. So now a 2-star Rise, if you just buy a couple of legendaries, you're just pulling 2-star legendaries left and right. Jesus. And now if you 3-star Battle City Rise, he'll just pull it... He'll pull 10 units all 3-starred onto the board. Yeah, that's sick. I like that. Ionia Rise mana buff. Okay. Damage. Okay. I mean, sure. No longer a 3-star menace. Sure. Heal. Sure. Piltover Rise Shred within Enforcer Zone. Okay. A bit more Shred. Okay. Targon Rise starting mana buff. Okay. Target and Rise max health, % damage. Okay. Mana nerf for Zonrise. Fair enough. Zonrise was really rough, especially if you had a lot of gold. Senna Redeemer AS per shield. Nerf to Senna. Less AS. 10% shred is huge already. It is. Absolutely. Scion, Glory, and Death Animation max health % DK per second. I forgot what this does. Wait, he just dies faster, basically. Alright, augments. Portable Forge's power lies in hitting the perfect item to give you your early tempo, which scales well into late game as you pass it to your carry. Correct. We're happy with the power of the augment mid-game, but we're limiting your options earlier on when you have more room to flex around the artifact you select. In that same vein, later in the game, your comp direction is more forced, so we'll give you more options to ensure that at least one, if not only usable item. Okay, sure. We're nerfing All That Shimmers. I liked All That Shimmers, which seems to be the strongest augment at 2-1 in the below sec. Oh, I'm not surprised. It's worth calling it out here. Ascension damage amplification. Okay, buff to Ascension. Challenger Crown gives Hand of Justice now. Wait, I'm Blindler? What happened? It's not Shred? Share, not Shred. Okay. Piltover Rise, % damage, share when within Enforcer Zone. Bro, I don't even remember what Piltover Rise does, to be fair. For me, Rise is like, oh, look, I'm playing Invokers. I'm going to replace my Galio for a Rise. Plop. That's literally what I do. What he does... Oh, am I winning? I'm winning. Dude, Rise is the unit. Like, I know what Zon Rise does. I know what Aeonia Rise... What does Piltover Rise even do? Alright, more damage. Fair enough. What do we have? Dueling Gunner's initial attack speed. Wait. I'm looking at changes. Endless Horde Gold. Sure. Added Endless Horde at +4/2 only, which gives 9 gold. Frequent Flyer Roll. Oh, that's a nice one. Haunted Shell. Shadow Isles stacking resistances 10 to 13. That's a big buff. I actually like this augment. Because like then your last unit is super tanky. Late game specialists can no longer be offered with level up. Interesting. Okay. Mana Burn has been re-enabled. What was Mana Burn? I forgot. Parting Gifts shield is now added after the item is granted rather than before. Perfected Repetition. AP per cast. 5 to 6. Okay. Buff to that. Portable Forge armor choices. From 3 to 2, 3, 4. Based on stage. That's a nice one. I like that change. Rift Walk ability power per cast. Return investment rolls required. Nice. Pace to learn 1, 2, and 3. Okay, nerf to that. Reworked Shimmer Skill Inventor Piltover unit bonus per 10 gold. 10 attack speed. To 8 attack speed bonus. Okay. Oh, to bonus damage instead. Okay. Shimmer Skill Inventor's maximum gold at 50 to 40 bonus damage. Okay. Shrima's Legacy minimum Sun Disc damage. Max Sun Disc damage. Was that actually a busted augment? Was that strong? I thought boss was already amazing. No, the boss fell behind. The boss AP and AS and AP per sit-up. Nice buff. Cleanses wounds when doing sit-ups. I like that. Okay. 2 healthy. Health. Wait, was it nerfed before? I thought it was 111 already. It didn't feel like it. What the Forge? Bro, I took literally 8th place non-stop with the boss. You're now slightly less likely to get multiple copies of the same item, especially Obsidian Cleaver. Okay, fair. Artifacts and Shimmer Skill items. We've been seeing our Shimmer Skills items overperform, especially when used to kickstart our econ at 2-1. They've been really good. Pulling back power in most of them, but there may be nerfs in the future. Fair. Draven's Axe, cash out. Gold, 9. Fair. Gambler's Blade attack speed. Oof, that's painful. Chance for gold. Pretty big nerf as well. Goldmancer Staff ability power. And Staff mana. That's a big nerf to stats, but it still farms gold pretty well. Needlessly big gem health. Okay. Ooh, wow. Big nerfs in both of these. Trickster Glass Armor, magic resistant attack speed. Nerfed. Mana increase. Nerfed. Zonia's Paradox ability power. Big buff to Zonia's Paradox. Wait, You might actually, like, this is not bad now all of a sudden to play on things like, I don't know, Ari? Karmas? Because losing an ability slot really felt, like, losing an item slot felt really bad, but 15 more AP kind of makes up for it. Okay. Small changes. Units. If Azir had a band, it'd be called Arise and gains the... If Poppy's putting gets any better, she's gonna have to open up her own miniature golf course. Poppy's putt-putt. Poppy 4-star Steadfast Hammer should now be more consistently hit large clumps of units. Okay, Poppy buff. Man, I'm saying, like, Tristana Carry is probably better now. Viego Armor and MR. Okay. Arise damage increased a bit. Artifacts. Death Defiance bug fix. And small nerf to Death Defiance attack speed. Zon now states that benching a champion will remove the Zon mod. 2 healthy and 3's a crowd now specify that only unique champions count. Wait, didn't they? Wait, what? I thought... Wait, they didn't count towards it? Now specify. Well, I played it wrong then, because I would put multiple Talias into the board. Ooh, I never knew that. Well, that's good to know, I guess. Learned something new today. I mean, did you guys know this? That it had to be a unique champion? That's from last patch. It's new. That's a really big buff to, like, Talia 3 with 2 copies of Talia. It's a big nerf. Okay, bug fixes. I don't know. They're bugs. Alright, chat. That's not too bad. We are done with this. Let me just see what Tams needs. I'm down for that. Can you remove the hat and look sad for 5 seconds thinking all of my units are dying? Alright, here we go. I need sad music, like... What's wrong with me, dude?